After winning the World Championship, defeating Vichy and Nantes in the World Championship finals, Magnus Carlsen was crowned World Champion, and at this point, he was virtually unbeatable. But while most of his games are played against world-class players, Magnus was about to fight his most famous opponent yet, Bill Gates. Bill Gates was, at the time, the richest man alive, having created the Microsoft company and making billions of dollars a year. And while his chess skills weren't great, being rated around 1600, this was a game many people were watching. So if Magnus Carlsen lost, his reputation would be dead forever. And with a clear confidence, allowing Bill Gates to have the time advantage, quickly the game was off to a start. Bill Gates, having the white pieces, confidently started with e4, probably the worst move to play against Magnus Carlsen, as Magnus has seen it countless times. Magnus responds by moving his knight to c6 before Bill moves his knight to f3, a standard developing move. Magnus plays d5, quickly pressuring Gates to either take his pawn or be taken, which Gates responds to with a third option, defending the pawn with his bishop. And while this move doesn't automatically blunder a piece, it allows Magnus to go in with the start of a huge attack. Magnus starts with knight f6, adding more pressure on Gates' pawn, before the d and e pawns are finally traded off, bringing Magnus' queen into the equation. Magnus' pieces were starting to come active, while Gates' pieces seemed pretty passive. Gates then attacks Magnus' queen, which Magnus almost immediately moves out of the way. This move seems to confuse Bill Gates. Looking at the chessboard, not being able to see which move to play, it's in this position Bill Gates decides to castle. The worst possible move in the position. With Magnus' pieces already surrounding his king, Magnus plays bishop g3, putting a double pin on Gates' queen while also threatening some nasty attacks. Magnus instantly brings his knight in, prompting a laugh from the audience. Bill Gates was also laughing, but probably not in a good way. He takes Magnus' seemingly free bishop, which Magnus expects, and while everything seems safe to Gates, the position is completely lost. And with Gates taking Magnus' knight, like a complete beginner, Magnus Carlsen delivers the final move, Queen h2 checkmate.
Oh, that was quick. Oh, that was bad.
Bill Gates acknowledges his defeat, and while there was no chance Magnus would ever lose, he managed to defeat the richest man in the world in only 9 moves, using less than 12 seconds. Absolute legend.